going to look up. They're going to be coming in, stealing your water, stealing your food, still raping your women, your children, you, selling your body parts and organs, or maybe eating your ass. This could get really bad. I'm not trying to scare anybody. I'm just saying. This shit can go down to hell in a handbasket very quickly.
It's the truth, though, and I'm going to say this, that, if y'all, I always tell people, we need to do more of tapping into what the ancestors are telling you, because they're telling you what they're getting you prepared. I was telling KJ earlier, I said it's just, I don't want to call it strange, but for the sake of conversation, I'm going to call it strange, how the last few weeks we have been dealing with survival stuff. We have been our shows have been talking about survival, been talking about what we're going to do, what can you do, trying to get you prepared. I don't know what you're getting prepared for. We're just doing what the ancestors tell us to do these shows for you to get you prepared. So go back and check out the archives. We got a bunch of them talking about what to do, how to get prepared, in case of emergency. Because like Sis said, if everything's shut down, what are you going to do? That's why I really needed y'all to watch that movie, because that movie was like surreal. It was like a wake-up call. Things got shut down immediately on them, and they were like, it was life or death for them. They didn't know what to do. They was trying to survive. People trying to come and steal their thing and threaten them. You better get the well working. I mean, I'm gonna kill your family if you don't get the well working. And the well doesn't even work for 20 years, but they didn't care. We're gonna kill you.
And that's law enforcement making the threats.
The law enforcement making a threat. And so this is something
that, the guns and badges are going to be your biggest nightmare, believe me when I tell you.
Yes.
But go ahead.
They think they can charge anyway. And so don't be in a scared mode. Don't be afraid, because that's an energy that you don't need to be dealing with. It's gonna lower your vibrations. You don't want to be in a scary-fied mode. Is scary-fied a word? I just made it up. But you don't want to be in that kind of mode.
Prepared.
But you just want to be aware. You want to be aware, and you do not want to be caught. I say this before. I got this message from, not a message, but this quote from Shirley Raff. She says, "If you stay ready, you don't have to get ready." So that's what I live by. I try to stay ready as possible, without you having to go overboard and be like, like we're telling you now. The truck driver's talking about shutting down some stuff. You should be right now making a list about stuff. What can I do? Maybe I should just try to get some extra water, try to get some, extra this, that, some canned goods or whatever, because you have no idea what's going to happen. If the truck drivers don't bring the food to the store, what you going to do? And then what if you got, like I had told you that before, when they had that big snowstorm, people heard that the snowstorm was coming. They all got prepared. So by the time I made it to the store, there was nothing on the shelf. I had to piece together something for my children to eat. There was nothing on the shelf, and this was in Illinois. This was a little while ago, but this happened. So what if that really happens right now? What are we going to do? Are you going to be ready, at least be ready to survive for a minute on what you have in your home? Like Sis said, do you have candles? I got a lot of damn candles. I don't got them for no emergency purposes, but they will be used for emergency purposes if something go down. It's just some things you got to make a list. And I told my children, we're going to have a family meeting because we need to put something together. We need a plan. We need a plan. That's all I'm trying to say.
Yeah, and we did a show. We did a show 2 weeks ago on survival. Y'all need to check that out, because a very good show, very good show. And let me just tell y'all how real it is. On that same show, we were talking about just water, just getting extra water, stocking up on water due to the movie that we watched. The first thing that went was the water. They cut off the water. And Sis was saying, you should get that anyways. And I had reminded her, well, I didn't remind her, but I informed the audience, our listeners, on when we first moved here 20 years ago, there was a bug or, a bacteria in the water that literally was killing people, Cryptosporidium. I think I'm saying it correctly. But 20 years ago when I came here, I think a month before we got here, it was a big outbreak. People couldn't drink the water. They were trying to boil it. And back then, it wasn't a lot of bottled water like it is today. But let me tell y'all, that bug is back. The bug is back here. I don't know what's going on with the water system here, why they, for some kind of, I don't know what's going on, but I was up at my grandmother's house today, and on the news they were talking about 15 people were hospitalized due to Cryptosporidium, and I'm like, wow. my sister said when she went to, went to the store, she went to go get water because we only drink bottled water. And she said all the shelves were clean. And she thought it was due to it being the first of the month. Little did she know, they only had about 3 bottles left. And she said she just thought it was, the first, everybody come out of shopping, and they just took all the water. Did not know there was a crisis going on. So y'all need to get up on y'all water, for real. If you don't get nothing, anything else. And also, Dr. Yaffa talked about the canned goods. You can use drink the water in the canned goods in emergencies.
Yeah, the peaches have liquid, the pineapples have liquid, the green peas have liquid, the cut peas have or the cut beans have liquid, the carrots have liquid. I mean, the stuff, yes, canned goods are not good for you, no. They have a certain amount of poison and lining of crap in the can, but it's better than nothing, and it's better than cannibalism and eating other people and all this other and knocking other people upside the head for what they have. It's better than nothing. You know what I'm saying? Then you have dry goods, and if you have to start walking and leave your house for any reason, I've told my listeners, you don't want to be toting a bunch of canned goods on your back. You need a certain amount of dried goods, dried bananas, dried raisins, dried cranberries, dried apricots, different things, trail mixes, dried bars, the protein bars. There are other things that you can do if you have to start fitting it. And if you get out there, you're not going to be able to tote a bunch of bottles of water, but you need to have something kind of like a saran wrap that you dig. Did you guys tell your listeners about this? You dig the hole in the ground. This Boy Scout trick that I forget his name told me about it. The dude that does the now language, I forget his name. I talked to him on the phone and had him clarify it for me. You dig a hole in the ground. You put a container in the ground inside the hole. You take something plastic and you cover the hole, and you put something very heavy on each corner of the plastic, or nail it down so it won't blow away. And you take a pebble and sit it right in the center of the plastic over the container that you're trying to use to drink. Just like you go out to your car every day and there's moisture and precipitation on your windshield, a certain amount of moisture and precipitation is going to condense under this plastic and drip down into the container to give you clean water to drink. So you don't go kill somebody for their damn water. If you're in the middle of the woods, you can create water by making precipitation work for you.
Right.
Wow. And also, we did tell you on that show how to open up a can without a can opener. All you need is a piece of a rock or a concrete, and just hit the top of the can, and it'll fill up. Just so
they make cans now with automatic pop tops. Most of these cans today don't require a can opener. Most of these can openers are made in wherever, someplace overseas, and it's not like the can openers that were made in the United States that lasted damn near forever. The ones overseas last a couple of weeks, maybe a month or two, and then they're no good anymore. You got to go get another one. So even the cans, the can openers are not going to work for long. So get the cans that have the pop top.
Yeah, and the ones that have a pop top, I think that this is just my observation. They are, which, I'm not saying you don't have to, but I'm just saying that I think they're a little, maybe a few cents more expensive than the ones who don't have pop tops. Of course,
it's better than being out there with no can opener and can't get in the can. And this is not new. The United States has been warning the people indirectly. They've been preparing the people indirectly that this is coming. Okay? They are turning the hot water on slowly. At least they didn't just shut everything down and go, hey, see ya. You're on your own. They're turning it off slowly, giving you an opportunity to secure yourselves. You still have time to secure yourself. Now that you know what's going on, if you're one of these people that still got a check yesterday or you're still getting a check tomorrow, think twice about what the hell you're spending it on.
Right.
The weaves in this bullshit are not as important as something along the lines of survival. Do you have flashlights, batteries? Do you have solar flashlights or hand-cranked flashlights? A lot of that makes a difference. So batteries are going to only last so long. This is something that we don't know if it's going to be a couple of days, a couple of weeks, a couple of months. If it goes for more than 3 to 6 months, we're going to have a real problem up in here.
Wow.
I ain't lying.
Wow.
You can wind up with looters and people going crazy in the street in a minute.
I was going to say also you can rub the top of that can over concrete too. Just rub it back
Over
and forth.
concrete.
And the top will pop off. But I was saying that the ones that the ones with the tabs on them, they are a few more cents more than the ones that don't have the tabs.
Worth it.
But it's worth the investment. Is what I was trying to say. It's worth the investment. But I know some people who don't buy those because they try to save a few cents. So I just want to say that, if you do have the cans and don't have the tabs, there is a way to get in those cans. And like Sis said, that show we covered, oh my goodness, we covered everything from how to clean your water to everything. I mean, we tried to cover everything that had to do with survival. Yeah. And that was 2 weeks ago, so you might want to check that show out because I still listen to it. I done heard it about twice myself. Very good information in there. Let me finish this up because we're almost out of time here, and we don't want to get shut down. The president, okay, we say, will he get paid during the shutdown? The answer is yes. The president's $400,000 salary is mandatory spending. If furloughs begin to affect the government's ability to process payroll, his paycheck could be delayed. Yeah, right. The next question is, and the president's personal aides, the White House has 90 staffers who work in the residence. During the shutdown, though, 15 of them will stay on the job. And the last question is, would Congress continue to be paid during a shutdown? We already answered that, but let me technically say the answer is yes. The 27th Amendment to the Constitution, ratified in 1992, holds that no law varying the compensation for the services of the senators and representatives shall take effect until an election of representatives shall have intervened. Okay? I wanted to say when you were talking about that if there's no money, people don't have money, they can't go to the stores. The stores can't survive. They have to shut the stores down. That kind of reminds me of what, from my understanding, is what has happened in Detroit. Because the people were being laid off work, companies were closing down. And so when people wasn't having any money coming in, they began to move out of the city. But at the same time, the stores and all the businesses that are there, they can't survive because nobody is there to spend the money. They went from 2 million people down to about 700,000. And so there's nobody there to spend the money back into these stores, so the stores didn't survive. So this is the same thing. So we got to look at what's going on. I mean, you really have to pay attention. But again, keep your vibration. Do your spiritual work. Keep your vibration as high as you could possibly get it, because this thing, if it lowers your vibration low enough, it'll do more damage than it will good. You got to keep your vibration up. Don't let this get you down. Just be smart about it. Be wise about it.
Real talk.
And don't be a victim about it. Say, oh, I can't believe they finna stop WIC. Oh, my God, I can't. Are you serious? Listen.
Start thinking. Start doing your own thing. Start figuring out how to survive. You have fruit trees, start using them.
I feed my baby. I feed your baby. I feed whoever baby is around me with my 50 bucks. If that's the case, if I got to feed a child. We got to stop worrying about what we're going to do if they pull anything back from us. Everything that you need, the earth is yours. It might be cold to hell up a little bit, but you still can find something in there to make it work. Like Sister said, you can make water. We talked about how to create fire without, sticks. I mean, we had other ways to create fire using a candy bar. I mean, it was crazy. There's things that you can do, so you just got to take precautions. And trust me, like I said, me and my family's going to do it. I already called my queen mother, my God, and told her to get yourself together over there, because she hadn't heard anything about nothing. We do. If you have elderly people that you know of, that kind of off to themselves, you might want to, check on them and kind of help them get prepared. You just never know. You just never know.
You can't have them be victims either, especially if they know ain't nobody getting paid but the seniors. The Republicans looked out for the Social Security people. Let's go rob them. It can be real crazy up out here. People just, to me, they're so busy being white trying to fight the nigger president. They just can't see past their ass. Excuse my language and stuff, but I'm getting kind of done. I'm done with them. I'm not saying destroy the United States, but that shit it's a corporation. Remember, it's some shit that seriously needs to be overhauled. Somebody needs to come through there and basically dump all the board of directors on their asses and replace them with something else or somebody else. So that's how the people are. They're kind of like your boards and whatever. Obama's like the chief executive officer of the corporation. and he's also the head of the head of the military. You know, but people just can't see what they need to